Hey guys, happy Monday. I hope you are having a fabulous start of your week. I wanted to jump on here for our Facebook Live today and share with you some information about water that you may not know and how important it is. This is something that I've had to learn how to grow into because I was not a water drinker. I was not, um, I was a lover of Dr. Pepper and lover of, yeah, anything but water. And I have learned how important water is. And I wanted to share with you a few things of what I've learned and hopefully give you some things to think on. And sorry, the mirror image on here makes my hair look really flat. So I'm going to flip it because it's bugging me. We got to try and fix it. There we go. There we go. A little bit better, a little bit better. Maybe. Okay. Water's good for your hair too. Curly hair is crazy today, but it's all good. So with water, I want you to think about something. So this is something that I heard from Boyd Truman. He is very knowledgeable in natural health, and he's he's a leader within doTERRA, but he and his family are they're known for their health knowledge. And his mom is the one that wrote Feelings Buried Alive Never Die. And I learned this at one of the trainings that I went to his last year. And he said that your health is only as good as the fluids in your body. And I was like, that's kind of a weird thing to say, like fluids in my body. But then he showed this graphic, and I wish I could have taken pictures, but he said no photography, so I was obedient and good. But he showed this image of how a baby, when they're young and they're nursing or drinking their formula, they have a lot of water content in their body. And then mid-age, about 30 to 50, that water's gone down quite a bit, right? We're getting a little dried out because we're not consuming as much water. And then by the time we get into our elderly years, our fluid level is even down more. And the less fluid we have, the more stagnant and more yucky the fluids in our body become. And that makes sense, right? Because the water helps everything flow in our body. If we don't have enough water, our blood is a little sluggish, our lymph is a little sluggish, our cells are a little sluggish because our cells are constantly cleansing and removing toxins and just trying to keep up with what we're introducing to our bodies through smelling, through eating, through rubbing stuff on our skin, and it's trying to keep up. And if it doesn't have the water to do that, we end up with kind of this cesspool in our body. And that's how a lot of us feel, right? A lot of us are not drinking a lot of water. A lot of us are consuming water that is not good quality water. And so we end up with this cesspool in our body. So kind of think, if you will, about maybe a large puddle that happens when it rains in your area, and how as a few days go by, it starts drying up, and you get the algae along it. It gets kind of funky. It's not moving. It's just stagnant and getting grosser and grosser and more condensed and more concentrated, the less and less water that happens within that puddle. That's what's happening within our bodies when we are not consuming enough water and good quality water. And so I just want you to think about that. Am I a cesspool? Are my genes a cesspool? And that was something that I had to say, my genes are a cesspool. I am not drinking enough water. I remember when I started using oils, and I was loving them. They were doing great, but I was getting like really bad headaches. And I reached out to my sweet friend Marissa that enrolled me. And I'm like, Marissa, like, I'm loving these oils, but I'm getting some really yucky headaches. And she's like, well, how much water are you drinking? I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? And I go, well, I had a 44-ounce Dr. Pepper today, and I'm on my second one. Does that count? She's like, girl, you got to drink some water, because all the oils that you're using, all the natural stuff we use, releases toxins. And if we don't have the right fluids to flush it out, they stay around and they're going to make us feel yucky. And that was another light bulb that went off. It's like, okay, if I'm going to be using these oils because they are so effective, I need to make sure I'm drinking enough water. And so slowly I started drinking more water and drinking less soda. I've had my ups and downs. I'm on a pretty good up right now. But drinking that water is so important. And when I say water, I mean water, guys. Not soda, not coffee, not black tea. Herbal teas are okay. That's enough water. The caffeine in anything is going to dehydrate you. So anything with caffeine doesn't count. When we add like Crystal Light or anything with artificial sweeteners in our water, it's not gonna, maybe a 50%. I don't know. I'm making that number up, but it's not going to count like full water, right? But sometimes we need to add a little something. So I would encourage you, if you struggle with drinking water, add an essential oil to your water. I don't love essential oils in my water, but some people do. Some people, that helps them get more water down. That it did help me at the beginning. I loved grapefruit. And when I smelled it in my water, it made me feel happy, and I loved it. And so find a citrus oil or even peppermint. It's a little strong. Or there's some other oils that you could add to your water that can be helpful to help you consume a little bit more water. But get that on your radar, guys. Work on that. So hopefully that drives the point home of why we need water. Because if we're not flushing and excreting, we are literally like a cesspool drying up inside our bodies. Okay, not good. We're going to age faster. We're going to have more aches and pains. We're going to have more digestive issues. We are going to have more headaches. Our skin is going to look poorly. All of those things are results of the cesspool forming inside of our bodies. Okay. So if you have any of those things, you're aging faster, your skin doesn't look great, you have some eczema, you have some rashes, you need water. Your digestive tract is struggling. You are bloated, you are constipated, you've got the runs too often, you've got who knows what else happening. You need more water. You've got a lot of headaches. You need more water. You've got a lot of pain, a lot of aches and pains. Your muscles, your joints hurt. You need more water, right? So get that in your head. All of us fall into one of those categories. All of us have some sort of issue that we might struggle with either every day or once in a while. You need more water, okay? My kids, they come to me. They're like, Mom, can you test why I have a headache? The first thing I check, are you dehydrated? Yes, they need more water. So keep that in mind, guys, as you are trying to live your best life, as you are trying to feel better. And sometimes it's as simple as drinking more water, guys. How often do we look for big diagnosis, labels, solutions, but we won't drink the simple thing? We won't do that simple thing, right? Drink more water. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is quality of water. And not all water is created equal, guys. Most of us are going to live in the United States. There's probably some of us that are outside of the United States, but we have access to clean drinking water. We can go to the tap and turn it on, and there's nice clear water there. Unfortunately, most municipal water sources are going to add chemicals to keep the water clean or for health purposes. And so we need to filter that out. So don't drink water right out of your tap unless you have a nice, nice natural well that's on your property. I have a good friend and she lives out in the country and they have a natural well and it is the best water you've ever had. It's so good. There's no chemicals in it. There's nothing in it. It is straight from Mother Nature and it's so good. And so unless that's your situation, you need to filter your water. Minimum, go grab a Brita filter. Go to Walmart and get a Brita filter or a Pure filter or something that's going to at least filter some of the water, the chemicals out of your tap water. Those chemicals can create a lot of dissonance, a lot of problems that we don't even recognize because it's water, right? What big of a deal can water be? But it is a big deal. So filter your water unless you have a nice well that's nice and clean for your water source. There are better filters out there. There's the Berkey, which is a big countertop filter that filters your water. There's full home systems that filters all of the water that goes through your home. There are, I have a filter from Nikon. It's called the Waterfall, and it's just non-electric gravity filter. I love it. So there's lots of different filters out there. There's filters that will alkalize your water to make it more alkaline. That means it has a higher pH. So just get some kind of good filter. The second thing is pH. Now, there are a lot of different waters out there, and I'm going to share a post in the group with a graphic of the pHs of different waters. And water should be neutral or slightly alkaline. Extreme alkaline, this is just my opinion and my experience, extreme alkaline can also cause as much damage as extreme acidic water, okay? Because the body needs to be about 7.4 pH. And if our water is extremely alkaline or extremely acidic, it's going to have a hard time creating that homeostasis within the body. Now, if you know that you are overly acidic in your body, maybe you have a candida overgrowth or you've got something going on, then maybe a little bit higher alkaline water is good, but don't go too extreme. Okay, you'll see waters out there that are like 10 pH, 12 pH. Guys, you don't need that extreme, okay? Little bits make a difference. So you want to get stuff that's at least a 7, maybe a little bit higher. I would say maybe to an 8, 8.5 at the most. That is just my personal experience. You might have had awesome experiences with higher pHs than that, but I think for most people, that's a good range. And that is a space where most people's health we're going to benefit from that range. Now, I am a sucker. I love my Fiji water. So I actually, this has a natural pH of 7.7. And I love the taste of my Fiji, but I actually reuse my bottle for about a day or two and fill it up with my filtered water from my Niken thing that does it. It's a pH of around, I think we tested it was around 8 to 8.3. And so that's what I do. That is my water. I love the shape of the water bottle. Figure out what works for you. Like I know that glass and stainless steel is a lot better for me to drink out of. I have tried every water bottle out there and I won't drink as much as if I will out of this bottle. So I'm setting myself up for success because my body needs about 3 of these a day. My body has tested that I need about 100 ounces of water a day. And so that's about 3 of these bottles. I can do it if it's in that bottle. If I transfer it to a glass water bottle that I don't like the feel of on my mouth or in my hand, or it's annoying for me to carry, I won't do it. So figure out what works for you guys. And if that is a plastic bottle, it's a plastic bottle, right? Like we know plastic's not super great, but you take some, you win some. If that doesn't matter to you, please get a nice glass or stainless steel bottle and use that. But that's just for me because I'm a little bit of a baby and a little bit picky, I have learned. But that's okay. I'm not picky about a lot of things. I can be picky about my water bottle. So there's a little quirkiness for me. And I'm glad, Kim, that your daughter is the same quirkiness as me. She only drinks out of Fiji water bottles too. But find something that works for you. If you do love, like some people love cool water bottles. I have a really cool water bottle that my good friend gave me that has a crystal in the middle. And sometimes I will have that at home and I'll drink out of that. But do what works for you, right? Find something that's going to set you up for success, whether it's oils in the water or a specific type of water bottle. Maybe you like your water really, really cold. Maybe you like it room temperature. That's me. Figure out what works for you and get those ounces in. Drink them, get them in your body. Because as we do that, again, our fluids will be more diluted. They're going to help push everything out, all those toxins out, all those dead cells out, all the byproducts of cellular life out. It helps move our body along. It helps our skin look better. It helps our digestive system work better. It helps our brain fluid, right? We have brain fluid. That helps. It's better when we have more water. All of this is going to work better. Our circulation is going to work better. Our pain level is going to go down because we're drinking more water. So what I'm going to do as a service to our group this week is I'm going to set up a free testing to let you know what your minimum amount of ounces a day that your body needs at this time, and what your goal is. I like to do minimum and goal because some of us, if I told you your goal, you'd probably be like, Nicole, there is no way I'm ever drinking 100 ounces of water a day, girl. You're crazy, right? But if I tell you that your body needs at least 40 ounces, you're like, I could probably do 40 ounces. That's, about 3 of those regular sized water bottles a day. I think I could do that. And then you have your goal of what you're working up to, okay? Some people's minimums and goals are a lot closer. Some are quite variance. The body's like, you know what? I can function here, but what I'd really like is here, okay? So I will set that post up after we're done with this video, and just put me, and I am only doing people in this group, guys. So if you would like me to do your children, and they have to be under the age of 18 within your household, that you are their parent and you have permission to give me permission to test for them, you can send me a message, and for $5, I will do your family, okay? But for the free testing, I'm going to do it just for people that are in this group, okay? But that will help you have a goal. I know for me, when I have a goal, when I have that number, when I have something measurable, it helps me achieve it. I was actually struggling in my health a little bit, and I was like testing, I was clearing all this stuff. I'm like, why am I still struggling? And then the idea came to me of test how much water you need. And I was not drinking enough water. I was dehydrated. And most of us are, guys. Most of us are dehydrated. We're not consuming enough water. So hopefully with the testing, that will give you some insights. Have some good quality water in your life. This is one thing. If you have a reverse osmosis system, because this is something that comes up that's not always super obvious. Reverse osmosis systems can be fabulous. They are so good at getting so many things out of our water. The problem is they take out the minerals too. So if you do drink water from a reverse osmosis system, I would encourage you to have some kind of trace mineral supplementation that you're doing, either drops or a capsule that you add in the minerals into your water, because without the minerals, our body can't actually use the water that we introduce into it. So some people are drinking enough water, but they're not drinking the right kind of water. So just keep that in mind. So guys, I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous week. We will talk to you soon. The testing, I'm not going to be able to get to, so probably later tonight or tomorrow evening, because I've got a full few days, but I will get to it. So please post your requests. And again, if you would like me to test your family, send me a private message, and it'll be $5. You can either send it through PayPal or Venmo. I do want to open that option because I know that there are some people out there, they're like, oh, but my kids. But for the free testing, it's just going to be for those members of our group. So guys, have a fabulous day. Drink more water. Cheers. See you later. Bye.